Hey yo YouTube, what's going on? Welcome back to Pickles Picks. I told you that we'd be improving the channel and we got a new webcam for better audio and video quality, and then as you can see the socials are all along here so I don't have to yap about them anymore, and then in the future we'll have another webcam for different angles and some graphics and animations. That'll be a couple weeks away, so stay tuned for that though. I'm excited. Firstly, we will get into Louie's picks, but I do want to remind you guys that this is not official advice. If you have a gambling problem, please don't gamble. The hotline is 1-800-422-5700. So yeah, Louie went 2-1 last week, which is awesome. Brought him to 10-2 on the year, which is really good. He had Nick Chubb over 87.5 rushing yards, and he had over 100, so that hit pretty easily. He had Kareem Hunt over 30.5 rushing yards, and he had over 60, so that doubled. And then he had Perrine over 9.5 rushing yards, and he had one carry for 7 yards. Of course, he had a reception for 10, which would have put him over on that, but, you know, it is what it is. 10-2 is awesome. Definitely recommend sticking around for a few minutes because this segment won't be very long, but he has 2 more picks for us tonight. So it's been a relatively light week with betting because I'll explain in a little bit about those options, but we're 21-19 with a $40 loss, which is, you know, nothing really. But I did want to go over my October record, which was 394 wins, 292 losses, and 18 pushes for a percentage of 58%. And if you had $100 units, you profited $6,264, which is pretty good for a $50 a month subscription. What's even crazier is the last 26 days went 22-4. So we only had 4 losing days in the last 26 days of October. That's awesome. And remember, the promo code WINNER is still available for a free month. So let's get into the options that I bought on Monday. I wanted to show you guys kind of how they work. So, as you can see, this is now $63. When I bought it on Monday, it was $52. So an option is the right to buy or sell 100 shares of the stock. So if I bought it when it was about $52 and it's now $62, I have the right to sell 100 of those shares at $62, which is $1,000 because it's $10 a share times 100. I have 3 options, so I can do it for 300 shares. So technically, I could turn around and sell the option for a profit of almost $3,000. So that's why the options are up about 600 each for a profit of like 1,800. Because usually you don't exercise options for that. It's just, you just don't. And I mean, I honestly didn't even think that these would go up this quickly, but there's no real reason to go crazy with sports betting when your options are up $2,000 in 3 days. Because I bought them, if you can see it in the Discord here. Let's see. In the Discord, I posted the options. So I bought them at $5.75 and they're $11.95 right now. I can get into the Greeks and all that in another segment. I don't want to go over that right now because I do want to separate the stock stuff from this type of betting stuff. So what's next here? I did want to get it. So that's going to be what really separates me from other sports bettors, is that I'll be able to teach you guys how to trade options, trade crypto, and will be sports betting. Whereas most people do 1, maybe 2 of those like markets, and I wouldn't even say 2. Whereas we do all 3 facets of stocks, crypto, and sports. So it's pretty cool. It's very unique, and that's what I think is going to separate me in the long term from people who just sports bet. So Ethereum's been kind of volatile in the last 5 days, but it did pop up a little bit today. But either way, guys, like, Ethereum's not going anywhere. The more it drops, the more you should buy. Like, the crypto goes through the winters, the summers, the booms, and the busts. I just say, like, the more it goes down, I honestly would buy more. But that's just me. I mean, obviously invest within your risk, like, whatever you're willing to lose. Don't ever invest more than you're willing to lose, even though I'm still confident that Ethereum's not going anywhere. That's pretty much it for the investing. Like, to wrap up that. So yeah, to wrap up the segment, because I know I said this would be a short one today, we'll do Louie's picks for tonight. So his first one is Miles Sanders over 79.5 rushing yards, which is minus 115 on my book, and it's projecting 95 rushing yards. And honestly, I think that the Eagles probably blow out the Texans, so I think they'll rush a lot. And even in the first half, they're gonna rush, but they're definitely gonna be rush heavy in the second half. That has a pretty good chance of hitting. Yeah, 95 projected, so 16 over. And then the second one, take this with caution. It is a college football bet, which last time started off terribly and still almost hit. So this one is App State and Coastal Carolina under 64. I like unders in the 60s because they're usually overvalued by Vegas. and both these teams are pretty good. So I think the defenses are undervalued. I know the offenses are good, but 64 is a lot. My model projects 58 and gives the 64 a 62% chance of hitting, which is pretty good. It's rated like a B on my model, but it's pretty close to an A. That's minus 110 too, so that's actually not the favorite bet. Yeah, so let's hope that Louie can go 12-2. That would be awesome. Please tune in on Monday to see if we update the channel anymore and see how Louie does. Thank you for watching, and have a good weekend, guys.